Tonight we're talking about new restrictions coming to state-managed land ahead of the weekend.
And another warm, hazy night ahead and even warmer temperatures. We're talking scorchers on the way. All the details in your First Alert forecast.
And the Grant County Sheriff's Office is announcing some security changes ahead of a big concert at the Gorge Amphitheater this weekend.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. We begin with a drought advisory from the Washington State Department of Ecology. Officials say this is the early warning that we may see a drought after an abnormally dry spring and early summer, and the warmest May they've ever recorded in our state. Now, we did have a wet and snowy April, but the quick warm up melted all of that snow in a hurry, and now the Department of Ecology says stream flow is projected to be about 75% of where it should be. And starting tomorrow, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is putting restrictions on campfires and target shooting because of the extremely dry conditions. So campfires will be banned on state land in eastern Washington, even inside a fire ring. You can still use a gas or propane stove. You can't smoke outdoors though, you can't go off-roading, and no shooting other than legal hunting will be allowed in most public lands. But it's not just eastern and central Washington. Tonight we continue to track a large fire prompting a federal funding response over on the peninsula just east of the Olympic National Forest. Drew Mickelson talked to people who had to leave their homes at a moment's notice.
This is the view out Christina Witt's backyard.
Walking through this morning and seeing all the ashes and debris come this way, it was even scarier.
2 sprinklers, her last line of defense after a sleepless night.
In the 37 years I've been alive, I've never had to worry about my property catching on fire. Happy 4th of July.
The fire started around 2 Tuesday afternoon in a rural part of the county, but near hundreds of homes.
It became a nightmare. People were already starting to panic. You could feel the heat come off from the backyards. We did everything we could before cops came and said it's time to go. I'm ready. I got my dogs ready.
Rushed home, rinsed off the roof, grabbed what I could, and took off.
In all, 200 homeowners were told to evacuate after firefighters realized they were not going to be able to keep the fire from spreading, something they were surprised to see on a day that was not windy.
What that told me is the fuel is that dry, that susceptible, that you don't need a wind event to have a big fire right now.
We're in trouble. We have a challenging season ahead, and we're just at the beginning, and every corner of our state right now is tender and ready to burn, and we need people to please not start those fires.
Now, we've also learned that Governor Inslee is planning to travel to Skamania County tomorrow to see firefighters work on the Tunnel 5 fire. That's still burning along the Columbia just across from Hood River, Oregon. At last check, the fire was just over 550 acres and considered 5% contained. Hundreds of firefighters are still working to get the fire under control. And while the red flag warning for that area did expire last night, crews are still dealing with gusty wind, and about 10 miles of State Route 14 is still shut down. And we've been talking about this all day, Stacey, that things are going to get a lot worse going into the weekend.
That's right, because not only is everything dry, it's going to get drier. We have less water to deal with that, and the heat is on, and it's officially here to stay. Let's take a look at those temperatures outside right now. 98 degrees. We were just at 100 degrees a few minutes ago. Hermiston still sitting at 100. And again, we're going to continue to see even warmer temperatures, believe it or not, heading into the weekend. So we have a first alert weather alert headed for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, heat safety during these times is to stay hydrated, replace with electrolytes, take lots of breaks for working outdoors, and try to take breaks in the AC if possible. If you can't get to AC, try to find some shade, so be safe out there. Also dealing with some air quality issues again in our area. A little hazy, doesn't look too bad, but we're moderate right now. It's still safe for most folks outside right now unless you're ultra sensitive. So hazy winds, it's going to be warm again next 3 days. Dangerous heat. When's it going to cool down? I'll try to answer that question. Definitely not this weekend. Here's your golf forecast. I would get an early tee time if I were you. I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And we have a traffic alert tonight for drivers in Kennewick. A crash on Columbia Center Boulevard is impacting you. We're working to get details from police about what happened here. But this is on the northeast edge of the Columbia Center Mall parking lot. Our photographer Chris reported it looked like everyone got out of that crash okay, but if you need to be in this area, make sure you slow down and give first responders room to work. The Tri-Cities Airport has announced some exciting news for families or friends who may be separated often. You no longer have to worry about getting a ticket to go through security to be able to say hello or goodbye to a loved one. Instead of a plane ticket, you can now apply to get a PSC pass on the Tri-Cities Airport website. So you will need a state-issued ID to get that pass, and anybody under 17 will need to be accompanied by an adult. Buck Taft from the Tri-Cities Airport said the new program means that families have a chance to spend just a few more minutes together.
Give the general public the ability to say goodbye to loved ones, have a last dinner with them before they take off, or meet them at the gate, and just give them the opportunity to go through the checkpoint and be with their family or friends or loved ones or whoever it is.
The program is limited to 10 people per day right now, but the airport says they're hoping to increase that number soon. And flights are back to normal this evening at the Spokane Airport after a bomb threat shut down arrivals and departures for almost 2 hours last night. Alaska Airlines says a passenger on a flight from Atlanta to Seattle made a direct threat to a flight attendant. Police say it was a bomb threat that forced the plane to divert to Spokane International Airport. But one passenger says they weren't told exactly what was going on.
The pilot said, "Hey, the plane is fine. They checked it out. We're good." And we were like, "Okay, well, why is the dude getting arrested?" And then it was like, "Okay, why are we deboarding?" I just got back from a long trip, and I'm like, I have nothing right now. I got my wallet and my phone, and we're just kind of in limbo here.
Airport police say one passenger on the flight was arrested. The FBI is in charge of investigating crimes that happen on board aircraft, including reported threats. And an update tonight, the Grant County Sheriff's Office is stepping up security at the Gorge Amphitheater this weekend as Dead & Company is set to perform as part of their final tour. The Sheriff's Office says they will have extra officers at the Gorge and nearby campgrounds just in case. Deputies will not be searching vehicles. They will not be screening people at the concert. They're leaving that up to private security. And the Sheriff's Office says someone was caught trespassing inside the Gorge campground this morning, but investigators say there was no danger. The Sheriff's Office says the man was a transient who didn't have, quote, the resources or the wherewithal to pose a credible threat. Deputies did order him to stay away from all Live Nation property, and then they let him go. A new social media app is making waves within 24 hours of its launch. Facebook's parent company Meta rolled out a new app called Threads last night. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says it's already got 30 million users, and now, reportedly, a legal response from Twitter. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
Twitter is fighting back after the launch of new social media platform Threads. According to sources familiar with the letter's existence, Twitter's legal team sending a cease and desist letter to Threads Thursday, accusing Meta, Threads creator and the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, of misappropriating Twitter's trade secrets, and said Meta hired former Twitter employees who retained proprietary information. Threads launched Wednesday night, and users have been joining in droves, over 5 million in the first 4 hours. From celebrities like Shakira to Jennifer Lopez to the Backstreet Boys posting the pun, "Oh my God, we're back again."
You can repost, it looks just like Twitter.
Mark Zuckerberg writing on his Threads page, the vision for Threads is to create an open and friendly public space for conversation. There's a 500-character limit and 5-minute video limit. Accounts for those 16 and under automatically private. Threads has a similar interface to Twitter where you can post, have conversations, and respond to others.
It's trying to attract people who, are Twitter users, are Twitter fans, but are uncomfortable with the current direction of the site.
Once you download the app, you can sign in with your Instagram account, which carries over your username, verification, followers, and people you know.
Threads is built on top of Instagram, which already has billions of users all around the world. And that's going to make a ready-made audience that all of these other would-be Twitter competitors just simply haven't had.
And even though there are Twitter competitors out there, experts say Threads seems to be the most viable because it has a big company behind it, it's user-friendly, and it's easy to transition to because you can use your Instagram account. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
This week, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell hosted a space summit in Western Washington at the Blue Origin headquarters in Kent. So earlier this year, Blue Origin got a NASA contract that's expected to bring 1,000 jobs to Washington. Senator Cantwell's office says that's just a fraction of Washington's $4.6 billion space industry.
The question is, what do we need to do to continue to make ourselves more competitive? From machining to material science, we must increase and support manufacturing technologies like high-rate composite manufacturing and train and skill the technical workers to fill these jobs. Today's jobs and tomorrow's futures jobs are going to depend on the manufacturing sector assembled here today.
And it's not just space exploration either. Cantwell's office says SpaceX is building around 30 Starlink satellites every week at its facility in Redmond, Washington. Now, Senator Patty Murray is highlighting investments in Washington's ferry system, including more than $11 million in federal funding. Today, Senator Murray, Governor Inslee, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg visited Western Washington, checking in on efforts to electrify the Washington State ferry system. WashDOT says switching the entire fleet to hybrid electric ferries will cost almost $4 billion, but they are hoping to get it done by 2040. Now, of course, electric ferries have to get the power from somewhere. One option is wind power that could come from farms out in the ocean. This week, the Biden administration approved plans to build the largest offshore wind farm in U.S. waters. It's planned for the coast of New Jersey, 13 nautical miles southeast of Atlantic City. It could include up to 98 turbines as well as 3 substations to transmit that wind-generated electricity to shore. We're told the wind farm could generate enough energy to power more than 380,000 homes. Tonight, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is on a mission to strengthen ties between the world's 2 largest economies. She began a 4-day trip to China today, saying the U.S. seeks healthy economic competition. Now, Yellen has argued against tariffs and restrictions on investment in China, but she's also spoken out against China's human rights record and believes American supply chains need to diversify away from China. She will have to navigate a new battle over semiconductor chips. Right now, the United States is blocking China's access to those chips. China is restricting the raw materials needed to make them. Let's talk about the forecast in our area. We're seeing that haze sticking around outside. We're also talking about rising temperatures across the region. Stacey Lee has the details coming up. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we're going to hear how a big donation to a local food bank will impact families in our region. Stay with us.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and Hermiston. Every location is conveniently located, and now Smoke City for Less Hermiston has relocated to North 1st Street by AutoZone. An easy turnoff, $3.95, and you are there. For the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, Kratom, and specialty products too. Open 7 days a week, 5 locations, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and the new location in Hermiston, off $3.95. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Introducing the new line of crispy chicken pizzas from Little Caesars. Large pizzas with white sauce and crispy chicken, topped with either a swirl of barbecue, buffalo, or garlic parm sauce, or choose no swirl at all. New crispy chicken pizzas available online for $9.99.
Pizza.
Sweetie pie?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm afraid this closet is full. Do you really need all of these shirts?
I was waiting until I could fit into them again.
And how's that going?
Well, not so well.
This closet isn't getting any bigger. How about we make some space?
I guess I could pick a few out and
Good.
Donate them to Goodwill.
Your donations to Goodwill support our local Employment Connection Center, a free walk-in job search assistance program.
Good job. Goodwill.
An accident can shatter your life. At Tamaki Law, we put your life back together.
When a client has been seriously hurt, they need a lot of help. We understand that. Their only job is to get better. Our job is to take care of the rest. That's why we work hard and fight for the justice they deserve.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Fred's has the best selection of dishwashers you'll find anywhere. Let Fred's experts help find the right one for you. Voted America's best dishwasher 5 years in a row, Bosch dishwashers keep improving. Bosch dishwashers offer a variety of loading options. Pots and pans are no problem. All Bosch dishwashers are on sale and 100% Energy Star certified. Enjoy sparkling dishes done quietly. Save big on Bosch dishwashers at Fred's 4th of July sale, going on now.
Homeowners, Washington is moving to renewable power. Consider an investment in green energy. Rooftop solar with Solar Power Northwest, a true one-stop shop. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
The Golf Forecast, sponsored by the Wild Horse Ladies Golf Classic, August 14th through 20th.
Making a difference in our community tonight, the Tri-Cities Food Bank got a large donation this morning from the Church of Latter-day Saints. The church says this is the 7th delivery they've made from Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way to the Tri-Cities. And the food bank says those resources are desperately needed.
The Church of Latter-day Saints, we received half a semi pallets of food. I believe there were 24 pallets. And that is just a tremendous help to us. Sometimes there are no words, Chris, because our numbers are up. A couple of our sites are almost double in number in the last month. So we're reaching a lot of people. 40% of our clients are children. So that tells you, and of course summer, they're home, and so it's even more food.
Well, and it's not just the food either. Advocates tell us they need drivers and volunteers as well. We're going to talk more about how to get involved coming up tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 6. We have mixed news in your consumer report for people looking for jobs. The private sector saw a massive spike in hiring activity in June. 497,000 jobs were added last month, according to one payroll processor, and it's more than double what economists predicted. But the U.S. Department of Labor says the number of job openings dipped to under 10 million for May. Initial unemployment claims also ticked up for the final week in June. Now, the government's June jobs report is due on Friday. Meanwhile, stocks continued to fall today amid that new data, signaling that the labor market remains hot, and it's raising investors' fears that the Federal Reserve will keep hiking interest rates. Investors were already worried after the Federal Reserve's June meeting minutes were released this week. The Fed reiterated that they will likely have to do more hikes to fight inflation, and we could see a mild recession, they say, later this year. Meanwhile, mortgage rates have now jumped to more than 6.8% on average, which is their highest level so far this year. That's according to data from Freddie Mac, which crunched the numbers from mortgage applications all across the country. Higher interest rates mean that your monthly payment for a new mortgage will be higher than it would have been if you'd gotten that same mortgage a year ago. Well, there was no big winner in last night's Powerball drawing. That means more than $1 billion is up for grabs between the jackpot and the Mega Millions. Overnight, the Powerball reached $590 million. The next drawing coming up on Saturday. And tomorrow night, the Mega Millions pulls their lucky numbers for an estimated jackpot of $427 million.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And just like those lotteries, the temperatures continue to go up. Let's start out with our Legend Skycam tonight at Columbia Point. Again, it's a little bit hazy out there. I saw some smoke. There was a little wildfire burning on the side of the highway earlier. Again, be very fire wise. We're very dry and very hot. Sunset tonight at 8:50. Here's your evening planner for Tri-Cities. Those temperatures remain hot through the early evening. 8 o'clock, it's only going to be down to 91 degrees. And again, smoke and haze continue to be in the area. 91 by 8 in the Yakima area, and in Walla Walla, barbecue, but barbecue in the shade because 88 degrees with hazy conditions until 8 p.m. And speaking of that, with these hot temperatures, when to take a little Fluffy for a walk, probably early in the morning or near dark because these temperatures are still really hot outside. And again, those little paws can be damaged in as quick as 60 seconds. If it's too hot for you, too hot for them. That ridge of low pressure sitting on top of us. Again, that's going to start to move out to the east. That will bring in some high pressure and warmer conditions with that and shift the winds. That's what we're looking for. Again, we have right now a northwesterly flow, so we're still getting smoke down into the area from Canada, and even maybe some smoke rolling in from some of the fires on the west side. So we want to think about that as far as health-wise and keeping an eye on your air quality. Winds are pretty light tonight, 11 miles an hour right now in Ellensburg, 7 in the Tri-Cities. We'll see some gusts picking up a little bit later this evening in the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. Some light winds in the Tri-Cities. Probably want those to come around now. Tomorrow morning will be a bit breezy through the Columbia Basin. Winds will decrease as we get into the midday portion of the afternoon, and then they pick right back up in the middle of the evening into your Friday afternoon. So again, be aware of gusty winds, fire danger still high. Air quality right now around the area, again, yellow is moderate, so it's still okay, but that's definitely that smoke and haze you see in the area. The rest of the area green, and hopefully we'll see improvements in this after we get through Saturday. Here's that smoke and haze, and you can see the north flow. Now check what's happening on the west side of the state as those winds start to come in off the coast, so they're starting to clear out there, except for the fire on the Olympic Peninsula, creating some air quality issues. Again, look for hazy smoke through the area, improving as we head into the weekend. So that's good news there. Let's talk about those temperatures though tonight. Clear, warm, and hazy. Temperatures only cooling down tonight to 67 in the Tri-Cities, 64 in Walla Walla, 63 in Yakima, Ellensburg, and Toppenish. For tomorrow, again, we've got nice warm temperatures. Not quite the hottest day of the year just yet, but Tri-Cities hitting triple digits, and it looks like we're going to stay that way. And check out the east slopes there, Walla Walla, Milton, Freewater, Pendleton, and Dayton. Again, try to stay indoors during these types of heat waves. Check on the elderly and the young, and again, only go outside later in the day. Wear light colored clothing. Here's those temps again. We have a alert day for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the Tri-Cities area. 102 will be our hottest day of the week on Sunday, so very, very hot this weekend. Moving into the Yakima Valley, again, we're going to call that a weather alert day because those temperatures just don't cool off to give us a little recovery overnight. And in Walla Walla, those temperatures nice and hot, 102 on the going ahead on your Sunday. So again, very hot temperatures. We've got the weather alert in place for the next 3 days. Lots to get to, including your 7-day forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, Canada is having its worst wildfire season ever recorded. It's just not slowing down. We're talking about those numbers next.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
The electrifying rock stars from the original cast of the Broadway production now in concert. This is Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. Live and in concert. Friday, July 21st at Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Broadway's Rock of Ages Band, performing the monster hits that helped define the 80s.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we'll let you know the status of wildfires burning across the state, and wildfire smoke could be moving out of our region. Riley Fitzgerald will have the details and what to expect for your weekend. Join us tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Ooh, someone just got the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard. All that DQ soft serve cake batter flavor, confetti cookie dough pieces, and signature sprinkles? Dad, you said you'd wait until you got home before digging in.
I never said that.
Pretty sure you did. Cue the confetti!
That's cold.
Because the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard won't be here forever. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it in the app.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air.
At Speck Buick GMC, we have a heart for serving our community. That's why this month we're partnering with several major nonprofit organizations in our region. Purchase one of our new or pre-owned vehicles and we'll donate a portion of the sale to the nonprofit you select. That's right, choose from more than 350 cars, trucks, and SUVs and help our community at the same time. Buy local and support local at Speck. Speck Buick GMC, a family automotive tradition since 1912.
Welcome back. We're starting to see that smoke from Canadian wildfires slowly creeping back towards our area and impacting air quality. The fires started early this year and they just haven't let up. Fire officials in Canada say nearly 500 fires are burning right now in nearly every part of the country. They've lost a record 30,000 square miles to those fires. That's an area roughly the size of South Carolina. Now here in our area, we are talking about extreme heat. Stacey Lee has your 7-day forecast when we come back.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show, but it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long, now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Okay, thanks for visiting. Bye, Alice!
I'm stuck.
Not funny anymore.
Yes, it is.
Wait, guys, the Mesozoic times are boring and have 0 rad attractions. Triple play is fun. I want to stay here.
Of course you can stay.
Oh, fantastic. We won't regret this.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, like bowling, Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park, and a brand new zip line ride, all attached to a cozy hotel.
She's on the logo already.
Marketers are the worst.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air.
Tonight, tensions rising in Ukraine. The possible threat to Europe's biggest nuclear plant. Plus, tracking deadly triple-digit heat. Where it's headed. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
It's great to see ya. Come on down. Welcome to Sea Galley. Dinner tonight or the Shipwreck Lounge. May I suggest our surf and turf special, prime rib and crab.
It's a celebration of Merlot this summer in Walla Walla, July 13th through the 15th. Join more than 50 Walla Walla wineries for Celebrate Walla Walla Valley Wine. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium Merlots during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Participate in this full sensory experience from July 13th through the 15th. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
At LL Flooring, we've seen it all.
It's a rental.
It's a remodel. It's a really bad day.
Can I do this?
Can you do this? We help you find your right floor at the right price, turning indecision into your best decision. LL Flooring, every step covered.
I've been reading Cosmo. I've been reading Cosmo.
Next live, Patrick Wilson and Juan Archuleta. Plus, it's Foodfluencer Friday.
Tomorrow at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. We're taking a final look at your forecast, and it is hot out there.
That's right. Dry, warm, and a little hazy tonight. Let's take a look at that 7-day planner, though. Again, we have alert days for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That continued heat. Even though it's still hot on Monday, the thing is we don't cool off enough at night for recovery. So just opening your window is not going to be enough to cool your home down in the next couple of days. That is dangerous. Again, that is looking at Yakima. Look at Tri-Cities, however. We're going to stay in those triple digits for 3 days in a row. A 98 isn't much cooler, but look at the overnight low on Sunday night, 72 degrees. So stays warm, and again, does not give us much time to recover for the following day. And in Yakima, Walla Walla, similar situation, those triple digits or near triple digits. And we'll start to see a little heat relief middle of the week next week. So if 94 is heat relief, Alyssa, I don't know about you.
Well, like you were saying, once we get down into the 60s overnight, then we should feel a little bit better at least.
There you go, a little recovery time.
Thanks so much. And thank you so much for watching World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Apple Valley News Now is back tonight at 6.